If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you might remember that I covered John Forrest Little's Silver Academy Substack. If you can believe it, he is like Ted Butler in the modern era, only he is far more controversial, outspoken, and informative. Ted Butler's work on the COMEX is unparalleled. May he rest in peace. Despite delving into fascinating and bizarre topics, John Forrest Little eventually returns to the topic of silver. One of his notable accomplishments is the creation of silverwars.org, a pivotal website that delves into the military's role in silver and the reasons behind price suppression. Starting with Lyndon B. Johnson's 1965 Coinage Act and continuing through every single date thereafter, they cover the National Defense Stockpile, which ceased reporting in 2001, the Department of Defense, which stopped reporting in 1995, and the connection to the US Mint. He covers every single detail. It was he who solved the mystery. There was this void in the silver rabbit hole puzzle that John Forrest Little filled. I merely mention this because his work is absolutely remarkable. Oftentimes it exists, but there are explanations for it. It was he who first brought attention to the Silver Institute. He accuses them of being the scammy Silver Institute and attacks specific individuals. You won't find many of the articles he covers anywhere else, so it's crucial to pay attention when he says what's on his mind. Whatever the case may be, he published this piece today. I am an individual on his VIP client email list that he shared with me. Not that I consider myself a top dog, but this email list includes Andy Schectman and David Morgan and other influential figures in the silver market. The fact that he is revealing the contents of one of the emails is quite impressive, and I applaud him for it. John Forrest Little allegedly shares the VIP client email now. You are now fully informed. So, shocking news from Wall Street. Morgan Stanley is getting out of bonds, which, incidentally, he was also the one to cover. Just recently, I collaborated with Morgan Stanley on a video where we threw 29 trillion into gold. And look, it's right here. It seems like you all are in a hurry to see this. John Forrest Little is the author of this. Gold is about to get $1 trillion in infusion, while Morgan Stanley suggests halving bond holdings. Because of this monumental change, demand will skyrocket, driving up the price of gold to a level where it will outpace central banks' purchases by a factor of 100. Why? Because instead of a 60-40, they're opting for a 60-20-20. Gold will get the other $20. Roughly $29 trillion is that 20. This is a wild tale anyhow. That story was also broken by him. We should look at this anyhow. I have a GoFundMe too, so please everyone, check it out. Currently, I am fighting for custody of my daughter, so any donations would be greatly appreciated. The price is exorbitant. The link to donate is in the description, so feel free to do so. The choice is yours. I don't mind watching the videos. I thought it would be nice to bring it up in case anyone out there is willing to help. Hey there, silver whippersnappers. I know you just dropped this so-called VIP list, but I gotta tell you, that info is too good to keep hidden. Creating a privileged paywall empire is not my goal. Yes, we do things the way it is at the bar. Everyone gets fed, and everyone comes out ahead. I feel compelled to add one last point regarding John Forrest Little. Sometimes he does come up with some wild figures. Not every one of them is his. Someone else has said that silver will do XYZ, and he's bringing it up. Even when he does, it's never important. On many occasions, it is beneficial to captivate individuals, draw them in, and then reveal the truth when they begin to understand it. However, isn't that beside the point? Even if they mention silver right now, like how it will explode 7 times higher, or how gold will be $20,000 by Christmas of 2026, his information is still important. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and I always make sure to let people know that, even though these numbers aren't crazy. Getting rich isn't the point. If you want to protect your wealth as the dollar falls, investing in silver is a good idea, even if it doesn't suddenly increase in value sevenfold. By doing so, you can convert fiat currency into real money. You should still be doing it, even if silver stays at $50,000, and real money doesn't explode to $100,000 or $500,000, because $50,000 will hold its value, while $50,000 bills lose purchasing power. Plus, silver has this additional chance to skyrocket, so it's a win-win situation. Well, I've gone on long enough. There will be no elitist paywall empire from me. Open bar style is how we do it. Before we even begin to discuss the 3-day weekend, there is still the matter of Columbus Day, complete diversion from the culture war. That man was not a hero to you. That is all I will say. Honestly, I haven't dug too deeply into the claims made about your elementary school textbook, but I am aware that, a lot of history is like that. Whatever the case may be, I don't mind Trump either, but, and another thing is that he despises Trump. I voted for Trump, but I won't claim to be a superfan of the MAGA party. However, that makes no difference either, does it? The quality of his information remains unchanged. You have a tweet right here. Next week, we could witness a spectacular heavyweight bout between the bullion banks cartel and silver, so you might want to start reserving a prime viewing spot. What on earth are they discussing now? After a hard slam, silver's 48-30 streak ended after only 24 hours. What caused bullion banks to raise their short positions to the point where this happened is something I don't understand. Losses from positions that were already in the black were added to the broker's mountain of losses. Yeah, I get it. But then what happened? What transpired? Although he makes a valid point, there are many factors that influence the price of silver, and although it is possible to make predictions and projections, it is important to keep in mind that silver is highly manipulable. Because theoretically expected outcomes do not materialize in practice, I will refrain from making any kind of forecast or price prediction from this very spot. Also, silver's price shouldn't be in the thousands of dollars if that were true. A great deal of tugging and pushing is occurring behind the scenes. So, my friends, what just happened to the markets is far more significant than the 3 to 4 years of central bank purchases that gold enthusiasts have used to justify the price increase. To halve US Treasury exposure, Morgan Stanley has advocated a dramatic departure from the conventional 60% equity, 40% bond split. Dear investors, sell your treasuries and buy gold would be a more straightforward headline. Let me tell you, this is the most monumental financial announcement that the American people have ever heard. Interestingly, I'm the only one bringing it up. So am I. John, I handled it on your behalf. Still, isn't it true? I enjoy covering a lot of his work because he drops bombshells, insane information that you won't find anywhere else. Do you know where else you can view it? Is there any other online content you can supply? I spend a good chunk of each day browsing the web. This will go unreported by anybody else. I intend to, and that is why I am hoping you tune in. Even though some of it may be rather bizarre or conspiratorial, there will be plenty that isn't, will there? A lot of what you said is also true. That is huge, and I discussed it the other day. Take what you need and leave the rest. As a conservative estimate, I am projecting that gold prices will reach $20,000 by Christmas 2026, a 5.2x surge. With a gold to silver ratio of 60, silver could potentially rise 7 times from its current price of $334 per ounce. This change is enormous. Stay focused. Nothing will ever be the same in the markets. And that's on top of all the other news surrounding precious metals. Shocking, isn't it? That could propel silver 7x on its own, but what about the rest? Seems like I learned something new, or come across more evidence of silver's upward trend every single day. You could even say it's skyrocketing, because silver would explode if we mention COMEX collapsing, the main source of manipulation. The silver market would go boom if the price of the metal broke $50, which it is within $2 of doing. As we transition to a greener economy, we will require vast quantities of silver. But there is currently very little available, and the grades are very low. Not many silver mines. Silver is an unwanted byproduct. Silver is mostly wasted. Applications such as Samsung's new silver-ion battery require an increase in silver production. All of the roofs in the United Kingdom are now required to be solar panels, as the trend continues. Those solar panels you see on rooftops are actually PV cells, which stand for silver photovoltaics. The current generation of solar panels uses twice as much silver as it did in the past due to a change in design that involves placing panels on the underside of the panel. This makes them twice as effective in desserts, but it also doubles the amount of silver needed for production. Silver has just been added to the United States list of critical minerals. We had to battle for it. It's mind-boggling to consider all the things that are happening at once. I completely skipped over the dollar, its depreciation and de-dollarization. You have record-breaking purchases made by India. The central bank purchasing budget for silver has been bolstered by both China and Russia. Just today, Saudi Arabia purchased 9,320,000 contracts with SLV. I mean, are you of the opinion that this is all coincidental, ironic, or ironic? Number. Pay close attention. Many will reflect on the past. In a year or two, people will undoubtedly remember these videos. How on earth did I miss this? They will think when they revisit this video. Clearly, this was the best investment option. Absolutely nothing compares. You could also say gold, but silver will fare much better than gold. The gold to silver ratio alone accounts for all of that. Given the current high gold to silver ratio, it is clear that silver will outperform gold. Reducing the ratio is necessary. Generally speaking, silver is doing better than gold if the ratio is falling. It stands to reason that when the ratio rises, gold is doing better than silver, isn't it? A ratio of 80:1 indicates that there are 80 ounces of silver needed to produce 1 ounce of gold. The ratio is, of course, about 60:1. The ratio could be 70:1. For countless eons, the odds were 16:1. As a 7:1 ratio, it is released from the Earth's crust. There will come a time when we do drop to around 16, maybe even lower than 1. This is precisely what he is referring to. With a 60:1 gold to silver ratio and a price of $20,000 in gold, an ounce of silver would be worth $334. Additionally, remember that in 2026, it would be nice to have $20,000 in gold by Christmas. I simply wanted to pass along this shout-out, though. He is really leading the charge, not only by sticking his neck out, but also by conducting extensive research. I fail to give him the credit he deserves. He publishes articles with shocking new information on a daily basis. It's astounding. It is so remarkable that even Andy Schectman has commented on it. Much like John Forrest Little, he covers the majority of the major news regarding silver as it happens. The one revealing it is he. You won't find it on FX Empire or any of those other sites I have to check out every so often. That's him. I thought it was him, There's no way. I just wanted to share that though. If you have never been, you should definitely visit silverwars.org. There is no more crucial website than this one. This website provides irrefutable evidence that the military is involved in silver price manipulation. Look at this. This is it. Take a look at this. The National Defense stockpile has been exhausted since 2001, and the Department of Defense has subtly avoided disclosing its silver usage figures to the public since their last report was released in 1995. We will not sit on our hands while the constitutional guarantees of sound money are being undermined. The value of money must be intrinsic, derived from the value of labor and the energy expended. Otherwise, the Federal Reserve and its allies in the military, lawmakers and foreign policy makers will be able to profit from the war using paper money as a substitute for war bonds. Yes, it's fascinating, and I'm happy that he writes about it. Whatever the case may be, I will now end this video. I would be eternally grateful if you could all take a look at the GoFundMe page I set up to cover the costs of my custody battle. The choice is yours, unless you're flush with cash, of course. So, yeah, you guys are awesome. Your presence here is greatly appreciated. Silver Slayer here. Tomorrow, I shall meet with all of you. You should also watch the video I uploaded earlier in the day. Calm down. Starting today, there will be a monthly silver giveaway on the 31st where you can enter to win silver. Joining my Patreon's Secret Silver Society will grant you that privilege. Thus, you can look forward to something thrilling, the possibility of winning silver every single month. In addition, as a silver stacker, you will have early access to my videos, a live chat room where you can talk to other members, submit images, and just hang out. Please consider becoming a patron of my Patreon if you are interested in this. Silver Slayer can be found on patreon.com. You will have immediate access to that chat room and a monthly raffle ticket when you join. Meet new people. You won't find anybody rude here, and it feels more like a private conversation than a YouTube comment area. American Medical Experts is a fantastic organization whose mission is to ensure that veterans receive the healthcare benefits they rightfully deserve, and I couldn't be happier to announce our partnership. Full benefits are not being received by more than 17 million veterans. Take immediate action if you or a loved one falls into this category. In order to determine if American Medical Experts can be of assistance, our medical team is providing complimentary consultations. The medical staff includes board-certified physicians with VA experience, thorough medical documentation for services such as mental health, and more. There are many more, such as your Nexus Letter, DBQS, TDIUS, AAS, and so on. American Medical Experts has helped many veterans, and I am grateful that they have given me the chance to do the same. For a complimentary consultation with our medical staff, please click the link provided in the post description or the pinned comment. Much obliged for your time and attention. May God reward you.